2015, after 10 years in the circuit work, Brother Brandy was appointed as a field instructor for the School for Congregation Elders. So the first question I have for you, Brother Brandy, we know what Bethelites do. We know what missionaries and circuit overseers do. But please explain to us, what is a field instructor?
Well, field instructors are brothers who their focus is on teaching one of the theocratic schools, which may be the Gilead or School for Congregation Elders or School for Evangelizers or Traveling Overseer School. And emphasis has been put on trying to make sure that those schools are being cared for in such a way as not to take traveling overseers away from the congregations. So the branch has assigned circuit overseers brothers who were circuit overseers. Some of them have been taken out of the circuit work and now are assigned to do field instructing full-time.
I see, thank you. And Brother Brandy, how was the School for Congregation Elders arranged, and what is its purpose?
Well, for the School for Elders, back in 2014, 14 traveling overseers were taken out of the circuit work to just conduct the School for the Elders. And our branch was divided up into 7 regions because the governing body wants every elder on earth to go through this school as soon as possible. And that's a lot of elders. In our branch alone, we have over 100,000 elders. So that's a lot of brothers to go through the school. So our branch was divided up into 7 regions, and 2 instructors were sent into each region. And myself and the brother I conduct the school with, Brother Ben Hodge, we conduct all the schools for elders in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and parts of North Carolina. So we just travel from place to place to conduct the schools in those areas. We have one more to do here in Tampa before we move on to the next area. And as far as the purpose for the school, is to build up the spirituality of the elders so that they will be prepared to lead the friends through the Great Tribulation.
You know, you mentioned that you travel around quite a bit, but a question that we'd like to know is, where do you live?
In the car. Well, when we get to every area, we just stay with the friends. When we show up to a new area, they tell us which family we'll be staying with. So we're here in Tampa for a couple of weeks, then we'll be in Hudson, then Brooksville, then Ocala, then Orlando. Well, all those states we talked about, we just spend a week or two in each place. So they tell us which family we stay with. So when we show up, we stay with that family.
Thank you. Very good. Well, we know that your wife, Lita, is with you at all times. So I'd like to ask you a few questions, sister. Sister Brandy, what are some of the challenges for you in this assignment?
Well, as Taylor mentions, we travel constantly. So when I had to give up certain things that I didn't know I would miss, such as cooking, decorating, sleeping in my own bed from week to week, I didn't really think about those things. I just kind of took them for granted, but now they have become a bit of a challenge for me because we do it constantly. Then we show up at a congregation, we visit the friends. In the circuit work, you can go to the congregation, you knew you'd be in the area for 3 years. But now, maybe a week or 2, sometimes maybe 3, but you meet wonderful friends, and then you have to say bye to them at the end of the week or the end of 2 weeks because you move on to the next place, maybe in a different area, but typically in a different state. And I have to admit, I really enjoy shopping. I kind of love it. But now, with this assignment, everything we own must fit in the car. And that includes everything for the school, which microphones have to go, books, literature, computers, printers. All office equipment has to travel with us. Men's suits take up more room than I ever thought. So I'm very limited to the amount of dresses, shoes, handbags, personal things I can take. So that I just have to make sure I have a simplification rule, but it's not working out too well for Taylor.
Well, the simplification rule was supposed to be, because the car, you can only have so much in it, and that's it. So the rule was if we bring something in the car, something's got to go out. But the problem is when she buys a pair of shoes, I have to get rid of a pair of mine.
Well, men only need one. And then the friends sometimes will say to us, why don't you get a trailer or a roof bag or something like that? But we're still in traveling work, so the branch, our car is appointed by the branch. So we have a Chevy Malibu, just like all other circuit overseers, and we cannot hitch anything up to our car, so we have to use what we have.
We certainly are self-sacrificing. Well, you explained that you're doing a lot of things, but Sister Brandy, what is specifically your assignment while your husband is teaching?
To be out in the ministry. That hasn't changed, but it is different because when we were in the circuit work, we would arrive to an area and I would get a schedule telling me who I was working with. But in this assignment, friends don't know I'm coming. I don't know what area I'm going to or who we're going to be staying with, so I just show up at a congregation for field service and I fit in where I can get in. So even if the friends have schedules, I'm hoping they will allow me to work with them in the ministry. And I do enjoy this assignment in that aspect because I do get to meet a lot more friends and get out in service with them in different ways that I didn't do in the circuit work. Because we had a schedule, usually it was Bible studies or door-to-door or return visits. But now, if the friends say you want to do the cart, I can do cart witnessing, metropolitan. I have my TWIC card, I can go on the cruise ships. So I do beach witnessing, which is my favorite. So I get a chance to do a lot of things I didn't do in the circuit work.
Sounds like you're leading a very exciting life.
Yes.
And certainly something that we are really interested in knowing more about in our conversations with you later. But Brother Brandy, now that you're here with us in the Land O'Lakes congregation, is there any final encouragement words that you can offer to us?
Well, I guess probably the friends sense that this assignment is not one I would have asked for. But I'm happy Jehovah gives us our assignments because we would have missed out on so many blessings that come with an assignment like this, especially meeting the friends we've gotten to meet. And so I could see where Jehovah's built up our faith to see things we couldn't see otherwise. And I guess that's the only thing I would suggest for all of us. Just keep asking Jehovah for more faith where we need it, so that we can see him tomorrow in a way we hadn't seen him today. And that's what happened to Isaiah in Isaiah 6:1. Even though Isaiah was a prophet of God, that prophet said in Isaiah 6:1, he says Jehovah showed him something he hadn't seen before. And in verse 1 he says, I saw Jehovah. Now he was a prophet of God. You would have thought we already had a relationship with Jehovah, but Jehovah showed him something new about himself. And that's why Isaiah replies later on in Isaiah chapter 6, here I am, send me. When you see Jehovah in new ways, you have no choice but to say to Jehovah, what do you want me to do? Whatever it is, I'll do it. And that's what we should all ask, that Jehovah allow us to do in our circumstances whatever he wants us to do. And it's different for all of us, all the parents in the audience. Their main assignment is to make sure they raise their children to be disciples of Christ. And Jehovah will help them to do that. There are others in the audience maybe who, right now, they're qualified to sign up for SKE, but they need more faith to do that. Perhaps there are some who could pioneer, but they may need to make some simplifications to do it. But if they see Jehovah in a new way, we'll give up everything in order to do what Jehovah wants us to do.
Very fine. Thank you, Brother and Sister Brandy.